Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Angle Podcast. As always, I'm your host, Joey Carney, and with me today is probably the most, I don't even know how to put it into words, my most wanted interview of all time, Matt and Jeff, the Hardys, the Hardy Boys. How are you both doing today?
Doing good, man. Good, man. Going crazy, man. We're on a media maniacal tour here in Minneapolis.
I can only imagine the TNA World Tag Team Champions. They have you guys doing everything, and of course, in a big way. I want to start by saying you guys, I believe, are the coolest tag team of all time. I've put out a post on social media a few months about that, and people ate it up, and it went like crazy viral.
Oh,
how
cool.
How do you guys both stay on the pulse of pro wrestling today, but also mixing like that nostalgia factor into what you guys have previously done? Like, how do you mix that all together and still make it cool?
I just feel like we're both still very authentic to what we have always been. You know, we just add new things and we try and reinvent ourselves and kind of, update our characters and evolve our characters to a degree. But I feel like at the end of the day, people they have a lot of equity in us because we seem very genuine. We seem very authentic, and we always stick to who we are. And if they ever meet us, I feel like when they meet us, it builds a lot of equity just because they know we're very just legitimate, friendly guys.
Yeah, we might be the goats and the coats, man. I like that.
I love that. I love that. The Hardy Boys have legit been, I think, in almost every promotion there has been around for the last 30 years. Is there a moment in time where you both can say, or what was that moment in time where you both said, you know what, we made it, like this is legit now?
I feel like we made it once we got with Michael Hayes and we started getting utilized to a degree, and they kind of had plans for us, and then we became the World Tag Team Champions.
I feel like it really set in with me when we beat the Acolytes for the WWE World Tag Team titles for the first time in Fayetteville, North Carolina. That was when I was, okay, yeah, we made this, man. We're in our hometown and we just won the titles here in the WWE, and that was just a childhood dream that came true.
It's so cool to hear you guys both say that, because I think a lot of fans also remember those moments, and even the ones that were maybe younger or little at that time and now watching it back, they too can also say, like, you know what, that's those moments are where like we became fans of the Hardys. Like, they took down these big tag teams and they did these crazy spots, and now they're our favorites. So it's really cool to hear that. But I'd be remiss if I didn't mention the word or the letters TLC when talking to you both. This year, you both were able to sit ringside at SummerSlam's event with TLC. What was it like being a part of it, but on the other side of the barricade now?
It was interesting. It was fun to be there to witness it, just to sit in front row. And I know it to some of the teams in the match, it was pressure on them having, the creators of the TLC out there, us and the Dudleys. But also with that same thing being said, it kind of made us want to jump in and be part of the action too, because we like being in there and mixing it up. So yeah. It was fun, man. But it would have been great to be in there with those guys too.
It might have been for me being there at SummerSlam, which was 2 days this year, which is incredible and so massive. That just thinking about all we knew before we did that first ever tag team ladder match was, Razor Ramon versus Shawn Michaels, the ladder match they had that we reenacted many times. But then I just thought about, oh my God, we took it to a crazy different level when it came down to us, Edge and Christian, and the Dudleys, man. And comparing the Razor Ramon Shawn Michaels match to what we did in the first TLC is it's kind of wild to me, but surreal. And I'm so proud that we've accomplished so much and created the TLC match.
And speaking of making or taking that match, the ladder match, and stepping it up, you, Jeff, a month or so ago, created a new moment in time with the ladder match, really not even using a physical ladder at all to climb and get the World Tag Team titles. How do these ideas, or I should ask, what is your process of how you go into these matches where you're able to come up with these ideas that truly last forever?
Yeah, I've had that in my mind since I think TLC 2. It was probably after TLC 2, I think it's probably the first time I brought it up to maybe Michael Hayes. And he was like, oh, yeah, nobody's ever going to do that.
We've had that kind of in our back pocket for like 20 years. And it was Jeff's idea.
Yeah, and there's still two more like possible finishes that, I don't know if they'll top that, but I mean, they're going to be pretty. it's something that's never been done. And I kind of live for that, figuring out stuff that's never been done that we can actually bring to life in a ring in front of a live audience. And that's kind of what I live for.
I mentioned before that you guys have been really a part of every promotion there has been, uh, really over the last 30 years. And to be back in TNA, I'm sure you're asked all the time, and you guys have been back for a while now, but like, what does it feel to be back in TNA, a place that you both together, but also individually just helped raise and elevate?
It's been great. And TNA has a roster that is full of selfless individuals. Everybody's working for the greater good. And it really feels like a team united. And that feels special. You know, everything that is going on right now, with the way we are selling so many more tickets, we've been selling out so many events, all of our numbers across the board, like TNA Plus app, that is up massively. And we're very close to ending up on a much bigger platform as far as a TV platform. So it's an exciting time, man. And we're very happy that we're part of the guys who have kind of helped contribute to it.
Yeah, TNA, like all together, they're very open-minded, especially Tommy Dreamer. We've known him for so long. But even thinking back to the Broken Universe stuff that Matt kind of came up with and created, it was like that final deletion, like 4 or 5 people just running around throughout that whole night. It was like we were when we were kids making movies. It's kind of like what
Yeah.
that was like, and for it to go kind of so viral and to become what it was and what it's inspired over the years. When you think about AJ Styles and Undertaker, you know that I had vibes of Final Deletion watching that match, and it's just so cool that they've allowed us to do things like this creatively.
You know, it's funny that you mentioned that because this has been something I've been saying about TNA for quite some time, where it does feel like this big family and there's this camaraderie there where everyone wants TNA to win. It's not an individual win, it's a group win. And you guys are not the first that I've heard say that either. I've always looked at TNA as this opportunity for stars to come from other places, reinvent themselves, but also start their career. How does that, on a leveled playing field, how do you guys look at TNA, I guess, from your standpoint, being being veterans in the business, but also for this new generation of wrestlers coming in?
As a veteran and as a like professional wrestling fan, just whenever Jordan Grace showed up on NXT, right then I was like, "Oh my God, this is amazing! I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. This is going to be huge." So yeah, it just felt exactly right, and it's so exciting how the growth of TNA is going to take place over the next few years, and it's cool to feel valuable, is what I'm trying to say, you know, because our experience in other wrestling dimensions wasn't quite the same.
Of course. And NXT superstars both or hold both the TNA world title and the Knockouts world title. And being that you're both former champions yourself in TNA, is there potential maybe that we can rely on a Hardy Boy to potentially bring that gold, the world title, back to TNA? Is that something open with the world tag team titles?
Maybe so. I certainly wouldn't rule that out. Never say never. Anything is within the realm of possibility now in TNA.
Yes.
Yeah, it's again, like the best of like every world we're seeing today, where we're seeing TNA stars show up on NXT superstars show up on TNA, and just a great mix where you're seeing everyone elevated. It's actually it's really cool to see that happening today. In the TNA tag team division, there are so many teams, but also there's so much potential. Do you guys have anyone that you could say where in the next 20, 30 years, you know, looking ahead to where you guys came from and where you are now, you could say that is the team to look out for?
It's I mean, a team that really stood out to us upon working them, and they're very new here, is just Frax Team. I think Frax Team's great. I think they're going to have a long run, especially if they can both stay healthy. A team that has been around for a while, but we've never been able to cross paths with, which is wild, is the Motor City Machine Guns. That's a match we'd still like to knock off our bucket list before it's all said and done.
Yeah, and the Rascals, man, it's been so cool working with them. Even this new version of the Rascals, man, I've learned so much about new school tag team wrestling working with these guys. But the Rascals, man, they got a very bright future.
In 2025, it is so, I don't even know what word to use, to see all three teams from the original TLC match back together again in some capacity. competing not against each other, exactly, but to be teaming up again. What does that mean to both of you, seeing all three teams, including yourselves, being back together, but also just being on top of the business?
It's cool. It's a very cool moment. And once again, this Bound for Glory match, us versus Team 3D, the Dudleys, it is going to be the final time you see the Hardys and the Dudleys in the ring together. And we're going to make it a celebration of our 27-year rivalry that we've had. And I really do believe when this match ends at Bound for Glory, it's going to be one of the most emotional TNA matches in all of TNA history. And to see Adam and Jay back together, it is very cool because we're so linked with those guys. I mean, we're all brothers. We were the forefathers of the whole TLC movement. So it is cool. I'm very happy they're teaming up again.
I did want to touch, like you said, Bound for Glory, October 12th, the final match between the Hardys and Team 3D. To have this match, I want to know what it means to you guys to have this match in a TNA ring, but also overall. I know you mentioned that it'd be one of the most emotional moments, but what does it mean to be able to have this match in 2025?
I think it is. I think it is something that people are going to look at as a celebration of just everything we've done, and we're going to go out with a big hurrah. We're going to go nuts right at the end. And I think people are going to watch this match, and I think it is going to exceed expectations. And I think the conclusion of this match is going to lead to something very special, which people are going to appreciate.
Makes me very excited to hear that. Matt and Jeff, I want to thank you for your time today. As a kid, I was always doing swanton bombs into the pool on the trampoline, and it was one of those things that just I was synonymous with as a kid. All my friends like, oh, he's going to do that into the pool. So this has been an honor and a dream. And thank you both for what you have done, but also continue to do for the pro wrestling world.
Thank you.
The fans, obviously love you, but to see what you guys have been able to do, the matches, the memories, the moments, all throughout your careers, together and individually, has been just so cool to see. And again, I personally believe that the Hardys are the coolest tag team of all time.
Thank you.
Thank you so
very
much,
man. Appreciate you.
Thank you very much. Bound for Glory, October 12th, the Hardys, Team 3D, one final time. And again, thank you guys for your time. For all the fans listening and watching, where could they get more from the Hardys? I know they probably all follow you, but just to give them that extra boost to go follow you guys.
I'm pretty much Matt Hardy brand across all of social media, so you can follow me there on all social media platforms.
Yeah, and I am Jeff Hardy brand, and I actually have a TikTok now, which is Enlightened Jeff Hardy. And speaking of TNA and being open-minded, I have a feeling Willow will reemerge at some point, my alter ego. And on my TikTok, I'm going to experiment with a conversation between present Willow and future Willow. So get ready.
I for one, am very excited for that. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you for your time, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you, man.